you guys? It's Naseem here. Now, after going back and using the Galaxy S22 for a good amount of time now, the one thing that kept coming to my mind whenever I was using it on a day-to-day basis was this simple statement that I think explains the Galaxy S22 perfectly. And that statement is, I think that the Galaxy S22 is a good phone, but it has its problems. And I say this because when you think about it, the S22 fits the description of a good phone that can do everything that you needed to do. The only problem is that it has issues that can ruin your hardware experience because they happen much too often. And my main issues with the S22 is that the battery isn't as good as when I first got it, and it's bad to the point where I can say that I don't even last a full day with it, which means that the overall value of the phone dropped tremendously. I also was annoyed by the fact that whenever I was outside, whenever I was playing a power heavy game, and whenever I would put Google Maps on, my phone would get so hot to the point where it would freeze on me and I would have to restart it. And before I get more into those flaws, I wanted to give you guys my experience with the S22 after 2 months of use, because I feel like the S22 is an overall good phone, but it has problems that can drive a lot of people away from it. And before I do that, I wanted to first give a shout out to today's sponsor, Excerpt. Now, Excerpt is a company that takes disassembled devices and turns them into works of art. And right here, you can see that I have the iPhone 5S edition, and it not only has all of the parts that make the phone what it is, but it also labels those parts so that you can get an idea of what each part does. And what's great about it is that they have many other classic devices like the original Game Boy, original iPhone, Samsung, BlackBerry, PSP, and even a do-it-yourself project if you wanted to get more creative. And if you guys are interested, the link will be in the description and comment section. And if you want 10% off of any purchase on the website, you can use my coupon code Naseem215. And again, I want to thank today's sponsor, Excerpt. And now let's get right back to the video. And now the first thing that I wanted to look at when it comes to how the Galaxy S22 holds up after 2 months was the display. Now the Galaxy S22 has a 6.1 inch dynamic AMOLED display that was really good when compared to other phones in the price range. I really liked how smooth the display felt when it wasn't hot, and whenever it cooled down, it was buttery smooth. But again, once my phone got hot, there was a lot of times where my screen would freeze and I would have to restart my phone. The one thing that was actually really good about the S22's display was the fact that it had one of the brightest screens out of any phone in the price range. Like whenever I was outside with my phone, I was able to see everything and the quality was still really good. Another problem that I had with the S22's display was the fact that the haptics weren't as sharp when compared to the S22 Plus or S22 Ultra. I feel like the responsiveness wasn't there all the way, and it overall felt like a slightly cheaper screen. The size of the display was also really good. It wasn't too big to the point where it was a pain in the hole watching a video, and it wasn't small enough to the point where I couldn't see anything. So all in all, it was the perfect size for comfort and viewing experience. Now the last thing that I really liked about the Galaxy S22's display was the great resolution that gave me a very premium experience when watching my favorite shows and movies. The colors were vibrant, the picture was sharp, and the size was perfect, which made me really appreciate the S22's display. And to show you guys how good the display is, I'm going to show you how good it looks when watching a video and playing a game.
See, today he was able to get by. Like, this is the first game, isn't it? Yeah, this is the first game where he had that explosion. I think the criticism from Joel Embiid really dropped that off, young fella.
Philadelphia outscored them 37-17 in the third quarter, and that told the story.
And now the next thing that I wanted to look at when it comes to how the Galaxy S22 holds up after 2 months was the software. Now the Galaxy S22 was one of my favorite phones this year that could handle Android 12 really well. The easy usage was something that I really appreciated because even after 2 months, it was still really good. But again, whenever my phone got hot, the OS experience felt much cheaper and was annoying at times. The S22 was also unable to handle power heavy apps really well. Like whenever I would run Asphalt 9 or Call of Duty, I would experience a lot of bugs, which made me turn it off and play on my S22 Plus. But the last thing that I really liked about the One UI was how smooth it was able to work when it came to multitasking, sharing media, and even how I was able to save all my passwords to my Samsung devices. But overall, it still had that One UI smoothness that even with bugs was a joy of using. And if you're considering getting this phone, then using less power heavy apps will improve the performance and minimize the bugs. And now the next thing that I wanted to look at when it comes to how the Galaxy S22 holds up after 2 months was the battery life. Now after 2 months with the S22, I was hardly able to finish my day with battery life, which was a real disappointment since the S22 costs more than a lot of phones that can last me all day. Whenever I would play heavy games, my phone would be dead in the middle of the day, which was really underwhelming. And whenever I didn't use power heavy apps, I still couldn't end my day with it, which again was a huge problem when it came to everyday use. The charging was also pretty fast, like whenever I used my 20-watt fast charger, I would plug my phone up for a good amount of time. Whenever I needed juice, I would get enough to finish strong throughout the night. And compared to the S21 Plus, the charge times were pretty much the same. So overall, I would say that the battery on the S22 was pretty bad. And if you're someone who is looking to get this phone, then it won't be able to last you all day. So keep your portable charge on you. And now the next thing that I wanted to look at when it comes to how the Galaxy S22 holds up after 2 months was the speakers. Now, just like on the S22 Plus and S22 Ultra, the bass was the only part of the speaker where I would say it was lacking. It didn't really hit hard at all. And whenever I would play my music out loud on my phone, the bass was so low that I ultimately just put on headphones when it came to my gym songs. And the only reason why I would watch videos out loud was because of how clear and loud the vocals were. Watching YouTube videos enhanced my visual experience and was the only reason that the speakers were pretty enjoyable. And to give you guys an example of how the speakers sound, here's an example of me watching videos with the sound on. And now the final thing that I wanted to look at when it comes to how the Galaxy S22 holds up after 2 months was the cameras. Now the Galaxy S22 has a 50 megapixel wide camera that was able to take photos no matter how tough the environment was, and was also able to record high quality videos. Like right here, you can see my outside daytime photos, and I would say that these were really good pictures that turned out really well. The skies were very vibrant yet color accurate. The trees and other aspects of nature were very sharp. My face looked pretty color accurate, especially compared to last year's version where it did look light at times, and the overall vibrancy of the outside pictures were pretty great to no surprise. And when we look at the inside daytime photos, I would say that these were also really great. Like right here, you can see that there was no graininess no matter how dark it got, and my selfies were top notch when compared to other flagships. The quality got much better, the sharpness was still great, and the colors were very accurate, which definitely redeemed the camera overall. And when it came to video quality, the S22 had one of the best offer in its price range, and to give you guys an example, here's some videos that I took on it. So here it is, you guys, my final question. Is the Galaxy S22 worth getting in 2022? And if I'm being honest, the answer is no. And I say that because when you think about it, you can get a much better phone that will fix every single problem that the S22 has. And by better phone, I mean the Galaxy S21 FE. And also it costs half the price. And there it is, my final review on the Galaxy S22. Now, let me know down below. Would you get the S22 over the S21 FE? Let me know. And if you guys made it to the end of this video, I'd like to say thank you for sticking around. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe. It'll be very appreciated. And as far as social media, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.